Jason Walker here, Walker Tea Review. We have a Wuyi Ensemble from Adagio Teas, and for those of you, remember this is kind of like a rock Wuyi, and if you are into the corny jokes, we have one for you today. And because in the Wuyi area, of course, the song that they sing as they work is "We Will Rock Wu." So we're going to get this one ready to go. Deep roasted oolong that we have here. Yes, we've got enough leaf there. Rinse it off. This one ready to go. I know you're still smirking about that "We Will Rock Wu," but let us press on. Okay, that one's warmed up. Already getting some aromas coming off of that, so that one's going to have plenty to talk about. Again, this is Adagio's Wuyi Ensemble. It is a dark roasted tea. The information about steeping or preparation that is given talks about 212-degree water, steep time of 5 minutes. Again, that depends on your steeping style. Some people prefer to use a Wuyi rock style like this, put it into a Chinese gaiwan, small bowl with a lid, and do a kind of a flash type steeping. But of course, when they do that, they use a higher volume of leaf for that. Sample size $3. Information from Adagio's website describes how this tea is known to have characteristics of dragonfly head, frog's legs, and 3 colors. Then this is describing the parts of the leaf. Okay, what we're seeing here though is you can explore for yourself whether you can discover a dragonfly head, frog's legs. But what we can talk about here are the aromas, and again, these are a woody aroma, slight wood and smoke, but also a caramel or a baked apple type sweet smell coming off of these as well. Again, many people enjoy this kind of rock style Wuyi with the dessert because they find that the caramel roasted notes balance out well with a sweet taste of a lot of desserts. So we'll set that down and get that out of the way. Let's go ahead. I'm going to have to wait and let that go a little bit longer. Some of the things we're going to talk about as we discuss what we can expect from a Wuyi like this. We talked about before previous views of this kind of tea is that you have longer leaves or longer leaf pieces like this. I mean, as a point of reference, I'll go ahead and put this next to a 1 1/4 inch paper clip so that you can see it's about 1 inch long for some of those sizes of the leaves. Also, those leaves from the middle vein of the leaf, they're folded inwards. They are given a fire, or I should say a roasting element to them as well. And a lot of this kind of tea is known or is suggested that with age they can improve. So that's an advantage to teas, rock style deep roasted teas like this. Okay, that has released some of our colors so that we can look at that a little more carefully. I'm also going to, I think some of our color has kind of settled on the bottom. Yeah. I used fewer leaves this time. I could have used a little bit more because more leaves will often bring out a deeper, browner honey color. While this one is still a honey, it's a bit of a lighter gold type of color. Okay, but it still should give us quite a bit to talk about as far as the aromas that come off of this. And again, this will depend on your personal preference as to how strong of a roasted aspect taste that you want to come out. Okay, I'm getting those smells from these leaves already. Okay, I'm getting that kind of, I'm getting a roasted firewood type, or I should say a seasoned firewood smell. Okay, I'm getting a bit of a kind of ashy or smoky smell to it as well. Okay, and these are aromas and smells that can be picked up in other Wuyi roasted like this. Okay, a bit of a sweet, a bit of a kind of a caramelized sugar type, although it is faint, it is there. Okay, we're going to be talking about this tasting and previous tastings because depending on second steepings can often bring out flavors, especially with oolongs. I find that second steepings unlock more flavors, more aromas, I should say. So let's go ahead and give this one a try and see what we find. The advantage of this kind of tea is that at the front of your mouth, in the front of it, the palate there, you'll get the smoky aspect, and that kind of carries back into the middle. But then by the time you finish and you swallow, there's almost this, as your mouth cools again, there's a sweet aspect that comes out. So you get that kind of roller coaster ride from the rich, smoky, dark aspect down to a light, sweet, cooling aspect. So it's a good sensation, range of sensations in this cup. So you do get the woody, smoky element to it, and then that's when it transfers on and beyond over into the caramel type. Okay, so it is fairly smooth. It's not an abrupt or rough ride through that. The aftertaste, I would say the aftertaste on this one is as good or slightly lower than some of the others that I've tasted. The sweetness also evokes a kind of a peach juice type sweetness to it, a little bit of a tinge of a little tanginess to it in that. Okay, so overall we looked at Adagio's Wuyi Ensemble, and we would say that it gets a 90 because we would like it to have a little bit of a stronger flavor profile. We want that crescendo to rise and fall just a little more at an extreme, I believe. So it would bring out some of that kind of fruit, the peach aspect, bring that out just a little bit stronger. But this is Adagio's Wuyi Ensemble. I'm Jason Walker. This is Walker Tea Review.